say what's up to the free world out there. My name is Jonathan Farkas, formerly known as Loony, from California, Riverside County. I've been incarcerated for 20 years and 7 months for 6 armed robberies that I committed in 2003. I started off my term in CASHAPP. I was doing halfway decent, but I was a resident, so a lot of people had me misconstrued. They assumed that I was weak-minded or whatnot just because I didn't gangbang, but I came from the youth authority, so I had a different mindset than everybody else. So they first came at me with my first mission, like not even 2 weeks into my incarceration. So I kind of looked at them like, man, yeah, you guys got me twisted, man. I'm not about to go on a mission. I haven't even got my first package yet. So to make a long story short, I kept bumping heads with the dude that ran the block, and then from bumping heads with him, I started bumping heads with Tony from Evergreen. Like he used to run B Yard in CASHAPP, I think like in 2005, 2006. So I started bumping heads with him. Long story short, him and Real from Ontario, had me regulated. So I went into B lower, took my little checking, whatever, and from then on, I started getting into little situations here and there. And I was only on the mainline for about 3 years as far as prison goes. Total 7 years, because I did roughly about 3 to 4 years in the county jail, Southwest, and like approximately 3 years on the mainline. I felt like the politics didn't have to do with me, and me personally, I'm my own man, and I don't feel comfortable with another man or other men telling me what I can and can't do. And they took it as if I was going against the grain. I was running my own program, which I was, because I'm not about to let another man tell me what to do. So I started doing my own thing. I kept fighting with Fellies. I started getting into it with Pony. And eventually, Pony ended up being deemed no good. So he rolled it up off the yard or whatever. IGI came. They took a gang of dudes, validated them, and Pony ended up being one of them. Well, Pony ended up coming to this side, and I don't know if he gave people up or whatever. I'm not even going to speak up on it, because I really don't know what happened. But, long story short, this dude Negro from 18th Street.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Him and somebody else, I think Malo from 18th Street, they ended up running the yard right there. And I really wasn't feeling their program. They kept trying to put me on missions because they didn't feel comfortable with me. They felt like, okay, this dude's a loose cannon. He's unpredictable. We don't know if he's going to fucking try to do some shit to us. In their perspective, I was a liability. So they try to put me on a mission, trying to fuck somebody up that I was real cool with. And it was Sapo from San Diego, a little OG homie. And I wasn't comfortable fighting this dude one-on-one, let alone trying to two-on-one him. So I told him, you know what, I'm good with that. And secondly, I don't feel comfortable with what you guys are trying to regulate him for. Like, that's some bullshit. Just because he doesn't want to pass water 2 or 3 times to people that ask, like it's a headache. So they wanted to regulate him because he wasn't kissing their ass and doing what they wanted to do when they wanted him to do it. So they kept coming at me over and over and over, like, man, you know what? Wouldn't appreciate you turning down this mission and whatnot. I was a little younger. I was in my 20s at that time, and I was basically still hard-headed. So, I had a smart mouth. I said, I really don't give a fuck what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. I had words behind the door with them, and one thing led to another. So one day, I was chilling in the cell. Somebody came at me with some black, some heroin, like, hey, what's up? You want a little shot? And I didn't slam after anybody, right? So I told him, no, I'm good. But this individual was persisting, like, come on, fool, what's up, man? Like, let's get high. So I gave into it. He ended up putting some in the spoon. I ended up snorting it. And I ended up getting fucking smashed. But I didn't even know what was lying ahead of me. So I ended up getting fucked up. Once he realized I was high off my ass, he came back like, hey, you got a package, right? I'm like, oh, shit, really? He's like, yeah, you want me to get you out? I'm like, yeah, if you could. So old boy got me out of the cell. I went to go get my package, and I don't know, man. A lot of people say listen to your gut, and my gut was telling me something bad was gonna happen, but I'm over here like, you know what? I'm high on heroin. I'm probably tripping right now. So I went to the package window, and I started noticing like COs, sergeants, fucking all kinds of inmates staring at me, like just giving me a weird ass look. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? This isn't usual for me. So anyways, I end up getting my package, walking back to the building, and as I'm walking back to the building, they're releasing my block for yard. So as I'm walking back to the building, I throw my package over my left shoulder, and my peripheral vision is blocked because of my package or whatever. So this homie Mousy from San Diego, he comes, you know, he starts fucking sidebarring me. He comes, he's distracting me, trying to converse with me. So I'm looking to my right, and next thing you know, I don't remember shit. I just remember waking up. I'm sitting down. There's a shitload of blood all over my chest, my arms. The yard's down, and everybody's facing me. And I'm over here like, damn, what the fuck just happened? I don't remember nothing. But next thing you know, back in those days, in 2005, 2006, whenever somebody got fucked up on the yard, they was in the medical van, a little white van, you know, and they had the level 1s or level 2s in the back, playing the role as paramedic. So these fools fucking, he welcomed me in another van or whatever. The SEALs helped me get up because I'm a little incoherent, a little off balance or whatever. And they ended up telling me the story in the infirmary. They're like, man, you got knocked the fuck out. And I'm like, damn, I don't even fucking really remember what led to me getting knocked out. So my brain started getting a little more balanced out. And as it got balanced out, I realized, fuck, man, I remember I had fucking words with this dude Malo from 18th Street. I was talking shit to this fool through the door because, you know, he kept asking me to do a mission, and I kept denying it. Because when you're in the youth authority, when you're in CYA, they teach you. If anybody tries to get you to do their dirty work, or anybody asks you, hey, man, do this, do that, then you're considered a mission boy. You're basically considered weak-minded, you know? So that's how I was looking at it, like, man, you guys got me fucked up. I'm not about to do your dirty work, you know, shit like that. But other people in prison, they look at it like, oh, okay, you know, it's an honor, you know, we're putting in work, fucking, for this big homie or that big homie or for the homie that has the yard. And they look at it as if it's a good thing. But long story short, I ended up going to Aztec because I was deemed a victim or whatnot. One of the SEALs put me up on game, like, hey, you know this shit ain't over yet, right? Because this is the first time I ever got regulated, and let alone fucked up like that. I've been disciplined before, but I never got, like, beat up to that extent. So I'm over here basically getting orientated to get to Aztec, and one of the SEALs tell me, hey, you know it's not over yet, right? I told him, what do you mean by that? And he's like, yeah, man, you're going to have to clean your shit up. So either you're going to get fucked up again while you're back here, or they're going to put you on a mission while you're back here. And if there's nobody that needs to be regulated while you're back here, then they're going to fucking send a kite to whatever yard you're going to, and you're going to fucking, first of all, you're going to be perceived as like, to a certain extent, somebody that's kind of no good, somebody doesn't want to fuck with, you know, because I got regulated, and basically everybody's going to look at you as a victim, yada, 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 and they're going to basically try to manipulate you or use you to fucking do their dirty work again. So what do you want to do? And I'm over here just thinking, man, you know, my mom's over here fucking busting her ass trying to pay off my restitution. My mom's busting her ass trying to make sure that I get canteen every month, knowing that the prison doesn't feed you fucking like you're an adult. They basically feed you like you're a little kid, you know, little ass fucking sandwiches, no condiments with it. Just they don't feed you adequately, you know. They feed you fucking basically like a bird. And I'm over here not being selfish, but thinking about my mom. You know, my mom, she's been going through so much shit. She's been there by my side, you know, throughout my juvenile hawks, and she drove 9 hours to see me when I was in the California Youth Authority, and she still didn't give up on me. You know, after all those fuck ups, after all those reasons that I gave her to give up on me, she never gave up on me. So I'm over here trying to consider her like, fuck, man. My mom almost lost her son because of some stupid ass politics, some unnecessary politics. So, you know, I started thinking about her. fuck, I don't want to put her through more shit. She's already stressed out, worrying about my well-being while I'm safe. So if I let her know that I got fucked up, she's gonna get even more stressed out. So basically, I kept it to myself. I never told my mom because I didn't want to stress her out. But for the first time in my life, I chose not to be selfish. I was already contemplating coming to the SNY side because I don't know, I didn't gangbang. I wasn't really for the cause. And, I was participating in riots and things of that caliber, but not because I gangbanged, not because I was trying to get a name for myself, but just because I was just turned up from being in YA for 3 years. And, I enjoyed fighting and stuff like that, but I put my mom first and my well-being first, and I just decided, fuck it. I'm just going to tap out. I don't gangbang. It's not like I'm putting my family at risk or I'm putting my family in danger. Basically, to everybody else, I'm a nobody. I'm a resident. I'm fucking like Joe Schmo. Somebody that's not even recognized on the main line. Somebody that people deem as fucking, man, look at this fucking lame ass who don't even gangbang. So I just figured, what the fuck? I tapped out, came to the SNY side, and SNY stands for Sensitive Need Jar. It's a more respectful way of saying protective custody. Because when you come to decide, like you're done, you come to decide because you don't want to participate.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hang up when the 60 seconds is up, and I'll go ahead and call back. I just decided to tap out, come to decide, and since I've been on
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I've been in numerous situations. There's no structure over here. There's politics, but it's not political like it is on the main line. On the main line, it's very structured. It's strategically structured. Over here, there's just a bunch of loose cannons, a bunch of idiots that just don't give a fuck. Like, I'm at the bottom of the barrel where there was a gang of dope fiends on that side that couldn't pay dope debt. There was a gang of fools over there that went against the grain, like just people that didn't give a around this time, I remember telling my cellie because there were a couple homies coming around to the cells saying, hey, look, whenever you guys send out mail, make sure you show it to your cellie, and make sure your cellie shows it to you, because there's a...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And I remember just thinking and saying to my cellie, what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense. Fool. What if there's two rats in one cell? What if they're both snitching? Fool? It defeats the purpose. But I remember telling my cellie, hey, fool, I guarantee you, fool, it's Pony snitching. Fool, he's like, hey, fool, be careful what you say. I was like, yeah, no, I'm saying it with you, fool, but I guarantee you, fool, it's him fucking doing the snitching. Because for them to come around fucking making a big ass deal like that, I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. But everybody thinks differently. And a week later, squad runs up and they hit him, But this was, I think, like in 2005. And I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, but I think Turi from Rancho Cucamonga, I think he was running the yard and he did the keys, the pony at the time. So, yeah, man, I wasn't really too into politics because, like I said, I was a resident at the time. And my dad, he's Hungarian and German, and my mom, she's Mexican, so she's from Guadalajara. So I don't know if they met at Wiener Schnitzel or Juan Pollo, but yeah, fucking they met somewhere, and so I ended up running with the Southsiders on the main line. But it started in the county because the majority of my homies, they're Southsiders, So I ran with them. I wasn't gonna leave them hanging in riots and shit like that. I basically grew up with them. And on the streets, that's all I used to kick it with. So, yeah, that's how I ended up running with the Southsiders. They asked me who I wanted to run with when I first got there, Mexican, white. And I told them I want to run with the Mexicans, So I was pretty loyal, even as a resident. A riot popped off, I was there. Fucking, if something needed to be handled, if somebody needed to be regulated, I wasn't going to raise my hand because I wasn't gangbanging, and I wasn't about to catch time for some bullshit. But, yeah, at that time, 2005, when he had the yard, this was B yard. And he gave the block to Real from Ontario. So I just want to, if you're listening, Real, I just want to send a shout out to you. I know you're pretty disappointed that I'm on this side, but, it is what it is. To each his own. But you keep your head up out there and stay strong, bro. And, Real was actually, he was with the business at that time, man. We were pretty cool. We were pretty acquainted with each other at that time. And we were homies at that time. I'm pretty sure, he looks at me differently now, but at that time we were homies, and he would tell me, look, well, just because we're homies doesn't mean I'm gonna give you a slap on the wrist. I remember one time I was walking the chow, and me and this fool Stanley, it's hella hot out there in CASHAPP. It's like 108 on the least hottest day, but we had yard in the afternoon, and it's mandatory yard over there, so it doesn't matter whether it's hot, cold, you have to go to yard. So I was out on the yard the whole time, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was drained. I didn't take a nap, whatever. So we're walking the chow, and Stanley was telling one of his dry-ass jokes. A couple people were laughing, and I was the only one not laughing because I'm drained from the sun, But I'm not going to laugh to kiss his ass or be fake, just to fucking make him happy or whatever. So he's like, man, what the fuck's up with you? What's up your ass? I'm like, there's nothing up with me for. I'm not feeling it right now, fool. I'm tired. And he smacked his lips like, hey, what's up, man? Why you smacking your lips? He's like, man, miss me with that shit. I'm like, miss you with what shit, fool? What the fuck? The fuck's up your ass, fool? You're over here fucking telling me what's up what's up my ass? What's up with you? So we end up getting into it, having words. Long story short, I end up calling him a bitch. Fuck, anywhere. In YA or prison, whatever, you call somebody a bitch or a punk or a lame, that's a mandatory word right there. You disrespect them, they're supposed to get off on you right then and there. But he didn't get off on me, so I told him, look, man, let me go into your cell, have your cellie go into my cell, we'll get him up real quick. Well, he didn't want to do it. He's like, nah, fool, I'm not fucking, yeah, I'm good, fool. I'm like, yeah, all right, so you're going to run your mouth, but when I call you out, you don't want to, he's like, yeah, fool, like, I don't want to, basically, you don't want to get in trouble, because there's a no-hands policy, and you're not supposed to, go at it with homies or whatever, common sense. But, yeah, we ended up having words, and him and his cellie went over to Real. Well, his cellie went over to Real, and he told him, hey, fool, this fool fucking Loony, he's over here disrespecting my cellie, yada, 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 yada. He snitched on me. So Real comes over to me, he's like, hey, what the fuck, fool? Did you call Stanley a bitch? I was like, yeah, I called him a bitch. He is a bitch. I explained the situation to him, and he told me, all right, look, fool, this is your warning right here. Just don't pursue it. Let it go. Leave it alone. If you get into it one more time, then you know what time it is. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, fool. So the next day, we end up going to school. Our teacher wasn't there, but in school, you could go into the restroom and you could get out one-on-one and get away with it. So our teacher wasn't there, so I told him, hey, let's go to the restroom real quick, fool. Let's handle our business. He's like, nah, you know what? Let's just go back and we'll go to the cell. I was like, all right, let's go to the cell then. And he started, walking hella fast. And I'm like, man, why are you walking so fast for? Let's go in together. And I was like, man, you ain't going to get out on me, fool. You're a fucking straight bitch, fool. So he ends up speeding off with his cellie. And his cellie at the time was Muerto from San Diego. He's on this side now, too. He ends up going to Real's house with the cellie. And they let him know, hey, fucking Looney's over here calling my cellie a bitch again. And I'm over here like, man, what the fuck? Well, I walk into the building, I look in his cell, there's nobody in there. So I'm like, all right, maybe he's waiting in my cell for me. I look in my cell, nobody's in there. So I was like, fuck. I look across the way towards Real's section, and you can see Muerto and Stanley right there talking around. Like, man, this motherfucker, fool. He knows Real already warned me. So instead of him fighting me, he's just going to do some bitch shit, tell Real, and have him fucking, get me disciplined. So I end up just kicking back, waiting for Real to come talk to me. Real comes and talks to me, and he tells me, man, what the fuck? Well, I thought I told you to leave it alone. I was like, yeah, it is what it is. Well, he's like, well, I already warned you, bro, so you know what you got coming. I'm like, well, I ain't tripping, fool, but look, what's up? Are you going to stab me, jump me? He's like, no, you're not going to get stabbed, and you're a good homie, so I don't want to get you off the yard. But when an opportunity presents itself, we're going to to have you regulated, fool, but I'm going to try to have it done in below or shower. That way we could get away with it. Well, like 2 or 3 days later, Real ends up coming to my cell, or coming to my cell, getting the door popped open. But the anticipation, was worse than the actual fucking regulation itself, man. Because just waiting, like, fuck, man. I started contemplating, like, the possibilities, you know? Getting jumped, you could get a tooth knocked out, you could get knocked out, you could get hit in the wrong side of your temple, you could fucking... There's something called a one-punch homicide. Like, people get hit one time in their temple, and they end up dying. So I just kept sitting here dwelling on all the possibilities. So the anticipation was worse than the fucking regulation itself. Well, like 3-4 days later, we're gonna be popped out early in the morning. I got to be lower, and Latigo from Norwalk comes down with the shirt off, you know, thinking he's all big and bad, he's all tatted up. I don't have no tattoos on me at the time. And Nesho from what? He comes down the other side of the stairs, fucking, he's the volunteer or whatever. So in the beginning, I had fucking hella anxiety. I'm fucking super nervous. I'm over here like, fuck, man. I said a little prayer in my head, like, man, God, if you could make this little cup pass for me, man, let it pass, because I'm really not, you know, trying to go through with this shit. But it is what it is. Anybody that says they don't get nervous before a fight, they're fake as fuck. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Mike Tyson. Everybody gets nervous before a fight, like, especially a 2-on-1. Even if you're the one doing the jumping, you're going to get fucking nervous. You're going to have butterflies, whatever you want to call it. But if people want to deny that, then it's just a defense mechanism. It's just to make themselves look a little harder than what they really are. But, you know, my nerves were fucking me up before that time. You know, I said a little prayer, and next thing you know, a calm just came over me, and these two fools jumping me were way more nervous than I was. So, once...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, they end up jumping me in the shower. I fall, and they start trying to hit me while I'm on the floor. So that pissed me off. I jumped up, and I ended up going after the biggest dude, Latigo from Norwalk, and I had this fool pinned up against the grill on the shower, and I just started mopping this fool. I was basically giving Nesho free hit because I was occupied with Latigo. So after I got done with Latigo, I turned around and I fucking cracked the shit out of Nesho and broke his nose. So that was one of my few regulations while I was on the mainline, still quote unquote active. You know, I was active, but I wasn't active. I just didn't gangbang at the time, but I was a participant. You know, if a riot popped off, I was there. If fucking homies needed assistance, I was there. But I just wasn't about to jump nobody. I wasn't about to do none of that stupid shit. I wasn't about to do nobody's dirty work. So basically, they didn't like me because of that. Because I ran my own program, and you know, a lot of fools would talk shit and dislike me because of that. But yeah, this was 2005, and I just you know, after they jumped me because of the last incident, like, these fools almost killed me. They ended up sending me to the hospital with brain swelling, and I ended up getting fucking like 7 stitches on 4 stitches on one side of my face and 3 stitches on the other side of my face. So I'm over here kind of pissed out, like, damn, what the fuck? These dudes nearly killed me, and I'm over here, you know, fucking standing side by side with them in a riot and shit like that.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
No matter what you do, no matter how much work you put in for them, no matter how much you're there for them, at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about you. You could do 20 things right, but the one thing you do wrong, that's a wrap. Like, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't, straight up. Like, so all you guys out there fucking that are still active, fuck, it's not even worth it. Straight up, it's not. Just, fuck, man, go home, get the fuck out of prison, because, you know, this shit's, fuck it, it's not what it used to be. Get out there, get a lady, get a job, fucking, you know, live life right. Fucking, because, man, basically there ain't no life in this bullshit. You guys are over there risking your life for what? For people that don't give a fuck. Basically, you guys are their pawns, you know, on a giant chessboard, and, you know, they're the ones moving the pieces.